Hey,
Hey, how you doing?
good. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. I'm doing awesome. I'm here on the interview with you, so it's a good time.
Yeah, I'm glad we got it working. And I'm glad it's virtual because this weather's awful.
Right, right.
I was looking
Yeah,
forward to going outside later, but no, no.
for sure, for sure. Before we get started, I want to shout out Creature Apparel. I did a shirt swap with them, with different artists that I've been having on the show. If they have merch, I'll do a trade with them and wear their stuff on the show. Artists support artists.
Nice, of course. I
Of
like
course.
that.
Yeah, yeah. So is this Friday night going besides the weather?
Honestly, other than the weather, okay. Cause I'm happy in doing this interview. And then at some time in the night, I'm gonna go to the studio. So my night is spoken for, but I'm happy about it.
Nice, nice. I'm having a good time. I just woke up from a nap, you know.
I'm jealous, lucky.
But then I've been starting to make shakes just for trying to be more healthy.
Oh, I do
And
that too, yeah.
and this one I don't think I made the mix right. It was healthy, so I was still drinking it, but
Yeah.
I was like it wasn't that good.
Yeah, health doesn't always taste good, which sucks. That's the
Right,
hard part. Like, you want that good taste.
right. Um, for me, but the benefits of it are just yeah, I've been eating this this stuff that doesn't taste that good for a while, but then later on when I have crazy energy, I'm like, yes, I'm glad I ate that.
No, exactly. That's why I do the same thing. Because, as you get busier with music and stuff, you need that energy.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, hold up. I fucked up. I left my notes right over here.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah. So yeah, I was definitely checking out different videos. I just watched I need that. Yo,
Eh.
I definitely need that kind of vibe in my life.
I'm glad you like it. Because, I think that's the most, straight up, pop song I've ever put out. So it's so interesting to see the response.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was definitely watching it a couple different things on your channel. I was watching the recent update about the guys doing the video, how they weren't sharing that shit, and it was like, yo, share the shit. Like you created this shit. Like why aren't you promoting it?
Yeah, that's why I had to ask first off, if there was a problem with it, because it's one thing if there's a problem with it, but also if there is a problem, as an artist, no matter what kind of artist you are, if you're serious, you want to fix the problem.
For sure, for sure. Even doing this show, I've had some people come on here and just give me shitty super shitty interviews. I didn't put them out, and and they'll ask. I'm like, but I'll just tell them yo, it was a shitty interview. I don't it doesn't matter who they are. Like
So I
uh
agree.
but in the dope interviews, I share the shit out of them. But it's
No, I
like
agree. 'Cause at the end of the day, it's your show and it's your platform, and artists should be happy that these things exist because without this, who gets to know about us, right? So I would do the same thing if someone's coming to my thing disrespectfully. No, no.
but as far as the videos they put that shit together. They were saying the message they like the product
Yeah,
and why not share it from there? Yeah, if the product's good, you know, share it.
yeah, exactly. It's one thing to not put a post on the grid, which is what I wanted because that's what you should do. But from when they didn't even share my stories, I was like, oh, okay, this is an issue. You can't even share the story. Something's up.
Yeah, and it's you're doing dope shit. Why not? Show hey, I'm working with this dope artist.
Thank you for saying that. But I think it's just part of that Toronto mentality. People, there's so many different artists now, and I think people are starting to appreciate them from when they're starting out. Because as we know, in this game, people don't get their flowers until they blow up super big, or unfortunately until they die. And it's no, we have to stop that. Nah.
Like when I sent the message and tried to get the interview, and you were like, you're excited about doing it. My jaw dropped.
Yeah, I love this shit. Like, seriously. Like,
Yeah,
when I got into music, I was looking forward to these things, like interviews, videos, like, yeah.
yeah. I definitely that was definitely a segue to I was checking out the videos and dropped. My jaw dropped.
Yeah, yeah, I see how people's jaws could drop because I didn't really give much with the title.
So yeah, like and also yeah, like you have a lot of like dating with like dating as an artist, and
Oh
me like
yeah.
me as like having this like before I was doing these interviews, I was an artist myself. I was putting on
Mhm.
and and it is weird like sometimes like this and I spend a lot of time doing these interviews as well. So it is it's a form of being an artist, and
I think so.
and like I literally like thought about like even like asking a girl out, and then thought about my schedule and be like, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Like,
it's like, and then like next thing I know, it's like 3 weeks later, and like the vibe of whatever it was is gone, and I'm like, okay, like, well, I missed that because I was busy, but like, you know,
that happens to me all the time, and I kind of feel bad because I feel like I intended to message them, like I really did, but like sometimes like stuff just comes at you last minute, and you need to take the opportunity or the chance, and then you forget it, right? Because it's your dream, it's the thing like you want for your life. But like that's why I appreciate like the friends in my life because they get that. Like if I don't talk to them for a couple weeks, they know it's not because I hate them. It's because I'm just trying to do my thing.
yeah, yeah, for sure. And even like I thought about should I invite these girls out to like before I was doing like the interviews at shows when like prior to COVID, like I'd go to a show where there was a bunch of artists and I would interview them there. But then like I brought a girl one time, and because there was a lot of artists on that bill that I wanted to get on my show, like I ended up getting
Mhm.
like 6 interviews that night. But I didn't spend hardly any time with her, and then like she kind of like just like kind of like was like never really talked to me again, and I was like, I'm like what do you really expect? Like I came here to try
Yeah,
and get this shit done, like you
you're a
know,
busy guy.
a lot of people see like the shows like, oh, we're all going to have a good time. Some of us are going to work.
Yeah, like for me as well. Like when I go to a show, it is a good time, but I
It is,
can't
it
have a good time until after I perform personally. Like I
is.
need to like do that well, and then I can chill.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. How has it been with the whole COVID thing, like not performing, like me, I got like I haven't even been on the stage in a while, but like prior to that, but like I'm kind of like missing like at the end of the song that comes up and everybody's like woo,
Yeah,
it's an adrenaline feeling,
like I definitely miss nights out on the town, like absolutely. And I do miss performing because like within the music community, especially like within hip hop, like most of us know each other. So the more shows and stuff you go to, like you're just catching up with friends, and it's nice to see people who are also doing what you're doing or something similar because like they get you. It's like it's your
Yeah.
people, right? So like I miss my people for sure.
Like my best friends are artists because I've been doing this for so long, like
Hmm.
and they're out at the shows with me and they're doing their thing as well. And it's hard for like sometimes like when you're cool with somebody but they're not really into the scene. It,
It's
it, it,
hard. Yeah.
it's like, man, I want to spend time with you, but like, you know,
Yeah, it's always nice when you can talk to somebody about like what you're doing because obviously like music is great, but there's obviously frustrations too, right? So
yeah,
sometimes you want to talk to like your friend about something, or you want to talk to somebody who's not in the industry and kind of get their perspective. But if they don't care and you're like talking about local artists or sorts of like music things you like and like they don't know what you're talking about, it kind of kills it for you.
for sure, for sure. Like me, I'm a forklift driver for like my regular job, and it's like I have two different completely worlds. Like it's like
Yo,
it's like like I'll come out I'll come off a weekend where I'm like almost like I'm like artist high because like
That's exactly it.
I've got so much like praise. You're like, oh man, you're like I walked into a place and like show and like everybody's like, hey, G's here. It's like, and I go to work and everybody's like, I'm like, hey, and they're like, no.
No, I hear that. This is like a lame comparison, but do you ever feel like Hannah Montana? Like you're literally two worlds. Like you go to one place, it's all normal. It's like papers and work, and then like you transform at night and you're just this different person. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, I've incorporated like some of it to like my work because like they don't call me my Eddie G is not my government name, but
Yeah.
like they'll page me over the PA Eddie G to wherever. Yeah, I sell my shirts at work all the time. Everybody's rocking my stuff, so
Hey,
everybody knows. I
support.
remember I remember like the big boss one time was walking through, and he told me he'd seen one of my videos, and I was like oh shit like what was I talking about in the video, right? I was like
Yeah,
he was like he'd seen one of my cooking videos, and I was like oh shit like.
fine.
It's crazy like to like yeah like but it is like a whole different world. It's um
It is.
like people don't really understand like you're just like I'm just be quiet because like the shit that I'm thinking about like nobody can really relate.
Yeah. I want to shout out potential films in the chat. Hello. You know what we're talking about. We're just talking about
Yeah.
the two lives we live, these double lives, and show it's worth it, but like there's some difficulties.
Do you ever like yeah like sometimes it is a good way to good be like not always in that artist mode too. Like do you ever
Yeah,
have those moments where you're like you know I just want to chill. I want to go grocery shopping. I don't want to be bugged. Like I'm really kind of like you know.
that's what's been me this whole week. Like I have a day job as well, right? So I've been like super busy with that. And then like I'm in the process of recording a new album. But then being signed to Motive Music, like I'm starting to collaborate more with other artists on the label, and it's really great. But like, yo, I've been okay, maybe I've been slacking a bit on my day job, but like the artist stuff, I'm like, yeah, right? But this weekend though, as soon as I'm done with all my artist things, I need to just crash, sleep. Like I just need a day. I'm so happy, grateful, and blessed, but I need a day.
For sure, for sure. Um, so how long have you been doing this for?
So by this summer, it'll be like my sixth year, like making music.
Woo!
You know,
Put in time. Put in time.
been trying to. Like it's been a an interesting journey, but I feel like I'm in a good place now. So I'm really happy with just sticking with it really.
Yeah. The 6 year point. I find like the 5 year point of things because a lot of people put like a 5 year goal on things and kind of like
Yeah, that's what I
um
think.
like me when I first, like I was an artist first, and when I started this AGTV thing, I said in 5 years, if I'm not where I'm at, I wanna have a regular life. I don't want to be
Yeah,
doing this all the time. I want to like have like you know the white picket fence, wife, kids, all that kind of shit. And then 5 years hit, and then I kind of took a break, and then I was trying to do all that stuff, and then like I realized how bored I was.
that's it. That's exactly it. It's like I have friends who are not in the artist life, and then they're settling down, they're having their marriages, their kids, and that's fine. But it's
Yeah,
like I can't call them and be like, yo, there's a hip hop show tonight. We're gonna get home at like 3 a.m. Like, not everyone can do that with me anymore.
exactly, exactly. And
Yeah,
yeah, like but the second I started getting the ball rolling again, kind of getting back going, I was like, yeah, this is exactly what is meant for me.
yeah, like this is for you, and I feel the same way. Like if I wasn't doing music, like I really don't know what else I would do, like as like a pastime or anything. Like I don't know, not sure.
So for the music, do you have like certain producers you work with all the time, or do you kind of like how do you go about finding like the beats and all that stuff?
Honestly, in Toronto, it's a little difficult. And honestly, now that the industry is online, I think that brings a little difficulty. Like right now, I'm working with the same producer. B. Morales. He's located in Toronto. He's from Vancouver. But yeah, I've also been working with our double, like who's on the Motive label, him and Filthy Rich. They did a remix of my track, and I'm just really happy to be signed because like in the beginning, like navigating this myself, trying to network, trying to find people to work with. Yo, there's a lot of shady characters, eh?
For sure.
Like
For sure.
sometimes you might pay for a beat and you might not get it, especially again with it online and all those big sites. You have to be very careful. So I'd say like I'm definitely like open to working with new people, but it all just depends on how we like jive with our personalities. And also like are they gonna support it? Like I'm not trying to do all this work and like put all the work into it as well. Like the way I see it, producer, artist, it's like a joint collaboration and you both have like jobs within that project.
For real, for real. Like anything in life, like there has to be dual like participation.
Oh,
Like
for sure. Yeah.
you can't have like everybody doing like one person doing everything. Like you need like a good back and forth of the you know collaborating and putting in effort. And it is hard finding people to work with. Like I really like texted people like that said they were gonna help, and I invited them out to something that like I know everything I'm doing I can do by myself. But if this person comes and helps, it's gonna be so much easier.
Exactly. That's it.
But like I'll be able to do everything myself because like I have a worry that like, people don't show up and they don't. So I'm like, okay,
So I've had that as well.
I'm still good. I'll have to I'll have to kill it tonight, but I can still do it. But like, it's
Exactly.
like these people that like when I'm trying to build a team, it's like I usually invite them out to something like that where it's like
Yeah, you gotta give them like a little test for sure. I feel like maybe I should have did that more, like on my way through this. Like, I'm just like was new on the scene, trying to work with people, and then you try to get your family or friends involved, right? Because you're like, okay, well, they're my people, so like let me bring them in. But like, oh, you soon see that like, at the end of the day, like it's your dream, it's your baby, whatever. So like you'll love it the most. People will help you out, but like not everyone's serious. Like especially in the city, I feel like so many people see artists doing their thing, so they want to become one like every day. But then when they realize you're not gonna really see anything until like anything big until like 4 7 years in, it's like a lot of people drop.
for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Um, and like and like when we find other artists, like a lot of artists don't like other artists.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like,
It's like
it looks
it's like
like that sometimes.
if we could all figure it out ourselves and help each other out, like
Yeah.
we don't need these other people, that aren't motivated. We got like as artists, we know all these people that are super motivated to do their stuff,
Yeah.
but like artists don't like other artists. I said I was an artist like before I was doing the interviews, and it switched for me. Like when I started doing the interviews. Because
Would love to now.
the same rappers when I'd walk in to a place, they'd give me a dirty look. Like months after I started doing the interviews, I walk into these same places and see these same people. Oh, hey Eddie, how you doing? Like it was
Yep.
like like a year ago when I was just rapping and like we were on the same shows and doing the same shit and I was in
Yeah.
your competition. You were just like kind of like oh yeah, it's Eddie, you know.
Yeah. Like, I think it's unfortunate that a lot of people like let the competitive aspect like ruin their chance to like make relationships. But I feel like I get it, be cautious, but just through like networking and finding like your people, like you can get so much more done when you have a team. And it doesn't even have to be a formal thing. It could just be like, that when you want to do this sort of project, you can lean on these people. And it just makes it easier for everyone.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, I like the video. Why?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and yeah, come on me as well.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I think videos are like the hardest part for me, like as an artist. Like they're my favorite part. I love videos,
yeah.
but because like I'm still very much planning and executing like on my own, such long days, but like to see the video at the end, you're like, yes, my dream.
Like me, like I realized that I'm a very visual person. Like
Yeah.
for watching entertainment. Um, for me, if I'm gonna like I listen to I mean, I'm probably not gonna listen to like somebody's album in the house, but like if I'm a fan of them, I'll download it on the streaming service, put it on my
Yeah.
phone, and or I'm out and about, I'll listen to it in my headphones because like when I'm out and about, I can't watch the visuals, right? But like
Yeah.
if I'm at home, and let's say you drop a new video, I'm like I'm gonna check that video. But
Yeah.
if you just drop a new song, I'm probably not gonna check it right then. But like I'm
Yeah.
like
No, I'm the same way. I love like music when I'm on the go or when I'm doing something.
yeah,
Like I need to work to a beat.
like even like I'll watch like other interviews or podcasts or stuff like that, and
Yeah.
like I'll watch my YouTube, but like I can't just sit there and like listen to the audio. Like I need to like be able to like
Yeah,
see like
I like to see it.
I need to be able to see like their facial expressions and shit like that.
Yeah,
Like it tells a lot.
it does. It does. Because, like, someone can be all, saying something in a happy voice, but then you see their face, you're like, oh, shoot, they didn't see that one coming, or like, they're trying to cover it up or whatever.
That's why even with like just like relationships, friendships, all that kind of stuff, like text messaging is like the worst fucking thing.
Oh, God, yeah.
If I'm just like texting is great for like I'm leaving in 20 minutes,
Yeah,
you know,
totally.
or just setting up like just saying little tiny things like, but like if we're gonna have like real conversation, like it needs to be like and like phone calls are great, but like FaceTime is great, yeah, if I'm not really sure how somebody feels about like something I want to ask them about. Like
Hmm.
like sometimes like the FaceTime is like awesome for that.
No, it's true, because they can't hide. They cannot hide. The face is right there.
Exactly, exactly.
Yo. Ugh. Yeah, I feel like we're getting into this interesting territory of conversation. So I want to know, like, what are you online dating? You seeing anybody in the pandemic? You married? What's going on?
No, I'm actually single. Online dating is so weird to me. Um,
Mhm.
I but I'm still not giving up on the old ways. I still approach girls. You know,
I have to applaud you because no one does that anymore. They just awkwardly stare at you, and I'm like, what does this mean? Like, and then they'll say something after you've already passed, maybe, but you're like, but I was here. Why didn't you talk? I
like
don't
me,
know.
it's definitely not like an easy thing to approach a girl like every single girl you find attractive, and sometimes it kind of throw you off. But like I don't know, sometimes like seeing a girl from afar, like and you can kind of get a plan, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna approach her like this. But I've literally been like to a point where I'm like you see a girl like a good looking girl like last minute, and you connect eyes, and then like all of a sudden she's gone. You're like, well, I didn't really have a time to to do anything there. But it's like, yeah. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, online dating is like horrible. Um, yeah, I'm just and you know what? I've actually found when like I've been just focusing on the show,
Yeah.
and just focusing on the show, and like girls' attitudes have changed towards me when I'm not actively trying to look for a girlfriend. I'm just out here trying to grind and do my thing, and kind of like you know.
That's the best thing to do.
Yeah,
That's what they say anyways. Like they be saying that like when you don't look for it is when it comes, but maybe I'm just looking too much. I don't know. Maybe.
I think that's been like a big part of and like we were just I'll say I don't want to say like too much about like stuff I got going on, but like we were just saying about the whole like people got put in the effort. Like
Yeah.
I'm talking to this girl for a while, and like it was always me making the plans. It was always me
Mm,
making, and then and last time we were out, I told her I was like I'm like hey I'm not doing this no more.
good for
Like,
you. I love how straight up you are.
yeah, I didn't talk to her for the week, and then she messaged me yesterday and made plans. and,
Oh,
and she wanted
she
to be friends.
learned.
I was like, okay, okay, like, because I was thinking, I'm like, I said it. I'm like, I told her I'm not like chasing you around all the time, like,
Yo, let her know.
yeah, and then yeah, she mentioned me and made plans, so definitely,
That's good. I just find like I guess for a lot of women, like I talk to my friends and stuff, and I feel like women we well, you know this. We're like judging and evaluating men all the time, but I don't think a lot of women realize that men are doing it back. Like there's little ways that like men test us. I definitely couldn't name all the ways, but I've definitely like seen how I've been tested a few times, like for sure. Like yeah, we all do it.
for sure. Like me, like I was like, I got frustrated for time, but like I'm like, yo, like like trying to like me, I always thought like I was like I want to try and get to know this person before, and like hang
Yeah,
out with them and kind of like get a vibe and kind of like get the friendship going before like you really figure out like what it's really
it makes
about.
so much
And
sense. It makes so much sense.
and the games would come, and then once I was like, okay, if they're it was pretty much like the same like you were saying like I don't know men do. I pretty much did like the same games back on some of them, and
Yeah.
it flipped right around. It was like they were like, "Oh, hey, Eddie." I'm like, they stopped playing the games.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just crazy how much like games are like a part of dating, but a part of music. There's just so many games, but it's like I get it. Like everyone has their guard up because like there's just so many people out there literally trying to mess you up or put themselves first. Like I get it, but like just think if like so many of us didn't play games, like wow.
And like I actually seen a meme a while ago that kind of like really hit like I was like some people like hurt like when like as a guy that's been through like a lot of shit with relationships, and then I'll meet a girl that's been through a lot of shit that's been through relationships. Like it's almost like we're scared of each other.
Yo, I have that. I feel like I feel okay now, but there's
Yeah,
definitely been times where I've been like, yo, too much has happened, and I'm just like, I don't know if I can do this again right now. And then, yeah, you meet someone nice, but they also have had a lot of issues. Like, they might not even say that right away, but just
right,
based on your interaction, you could tell somebody kind of like messed with them. And yo, it just sucks because, like, what do you even do?
right. You're like you're both like well, I've tried this before and it's really shitty, so like I'm not going in with a lot of like high expectations, but
Yeah,
like that could have been the person that was the right person, you know?
yo, it's crazy. I have to tell you the funniest story actually of someone I was seeing. I don't know if I'm still seeing them. It's a mystery. I don't know. The
Okay.
games. So
Yeah, games.
So like as I said, like, I work full time in the day as well. So like sometimes this person would message me and like, yo, if I didn't message back, they'd get like very soon they'd get all upset. And I've been telling them I work, like what
Yeah.
you work too, you should understand, right? So I got into the habit of just like kind of texting them back quickly and not realizing there's been typos. But the other day I made a really bad typo. So like they asked me to hang out on the weekend on one of the days, right? And I was like, okay, I have something to do in the morning. I'll let you know. Like what time, right? So I put down my phone. I go to make a coffee or something. I go back to my phone. I see his WhatsApp picture's gone. I got blocked. So I was like, yo, what I do? So I'm looking in the chat and I see like the peace sign. I'm like, yo, what I do? So I'm rereading the chat and I realized instead of typing out that I had something to do in the morning, I had someone to do in the morning.
Oh,
He was so mad. He was so mad. And like, yo,
honestly, like if I'm talking to a girl and she's like, "Yeah, I'm doing somebody else right now," like
yeah.
I'm probably not gonna talk to her much anymore.
Like I get why he was mad, but like, just based on our interactions before that, like I have never said anything disrespectful to him. So like I had to be like I was low key like offended because it's like, yo, I never talked to you this way. I never did anything bad to you. So why do you think that's right? And I'd be making typos. So wouldn't you be like, did you mean to say that? Or like what do you mean? Like, excuse me, what? Like nothing. It was just like, oh, gone.
I mean, like I've heard about a lot of people like blocking people and kind of like and like he was saying peace. Me in that situation, I probably would just put question marks.
Right? Because like you'd be like, what the hell? Especially if this person never gave you any talk like that before, you'd be like, what?
Yeah, I mean like question marks, you know.
Exactly.
And that comes back to what we were saying about texting.
Yo, seriously. I with my really close friends, I love to voice note just because like, you don't always get the time to have an hour conversation, but you can voice note throughout the day, which I like.
Yeah,
Like your voice notes are the same.
some of my friends have definitely laughed like pretty good at some of my voice notes, like because like I have a stutter, so sometimes I'll go to do a voice note and I'll stutter and I'm like
Mhm.
and I'll do like three voice notes and I'll send them like the third one is actually right.
Yo, that happens to me too sometimes. Like if there's too much going on, like I have a bad habit of trying to do too much sometimes at the same time.
Yeah,
So I'll voice note somebody and I'll be trying to tell them the story, and the voice note's getting long, and then I forget the damn story. I'm like, oh, wait, 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 I'm ending this. Let me send you a good one. Like I have to send them another one because like I got lost.
yeah. So you ever going through life and going through these different things and kind of like you ever kind of like have an experience and be like, yo, this right here is a song.
Yes, yeah, totally. Well, yeah, I think for sure the one that you mentioned earlier, dropped. That was definitely an experience like that. Like while I was going through the process, so like you seen the song. So the story is that on my way home from a vacation, like I got arrested. I was suspected of drug trafficking, and I was like, me? Oh no, y'all don't know me. And of course, it was a devastating thing to go through because like I had never had a situation like that. I had always been someone who's like, okay at school, doing the right thing, like an average person.
Yeah.
And that just happened, like without cause, really, right? So then I had to go through this long, lengthy, like court process, legal this, legal that. And like as it was going through, like I was kind of writing the song, but I was like, this has to pass before I write the song. Because imagine I write the song and like, oh, you going to jail? Like, no. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Or like, just sometimes I'll get inspiration from literally a conversation. Like, somebody says something like in the case maybe where you're dating or whatever, or friends with benefits. And then you just look at it, you're like, oh hell no. And maybe it's not a full song, but it's definitely a line. You're like, no, 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 it's good. It's a punchline.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. And
Yeah, like, uh-huh.
definitely,
You definitely get inspiration like anywhere.
also with writing, some people have it this one thing, like some people have it one way and some people have it another way. For like writing, like for me, if I write my my sad thoughts and songs and kind of like make like kind of like writing those songs made me feel worse than than I was before. But like some people write it inside of them.
Mm-hmm.
Me when I write it, it would like it would remind me of the times. It would kind of like just bring me right back into it. But then like when I was making like more like upbeat like happy music, like it was like it was the same effect. It was like it made me happier. It
Nice.
was like but like how do you feel about that? Do you feel like you get your pain out, or do you kind of like it kind of reinvest like when you write it?
It's interesting because like when I was writing dropped, I was lucky enough to be writing it on vacation because like going through the legal process, I couldn't leave the country, so I was just like, yo, I need to get out of here. So I wrote it in Cuba, and yeah, definitely I was writing it like poolside, writing my song, sunglasses on, drinks, and then I got to a certain part, I just started crying. I was just like, this happened to me. Like I can't even believe this. Like sometimes I look back and I'm like, how? Like what? Like what happened? What was that? But yeah, I was definitely tearing up, and there are some experiences that I would like to write about, I think. But then when I start the song, it's like, yo, okay, this is too sad. Because, like, I don't want to ever bring anybody down. Like, I want to talk about real stuff, but it's like, we can't go too deep. And I've definitely had songs where it's too deep. Or, like, for me, if I'm having a bad day, I'll look for songs that I know are too deep because I'm like, I need to get these feelings out.
Yeah, like even like some of those songs were kind of like down songs. Like I've had people tell me like those songs helped them out. So it was like, okay,
Yeah.
I might put myself through more shit writing this song, but doing it helped me, it helped somebody else out.
Yeah, I honestly love getting messages like that where like I don't get them like every day, but like every so often someone will just be like, "Yo, you're doing your thing. I see the growth," or someone will just be like, "Yo, that song was deep. Like, it reminded me of this." Like, it's just nice to have those. It like encourages you.
For sure, for sure. I was walking up to work the other day, and I was walking with this girl that I had just met, and like a car was pulling by, and they're like, "Woo!" And then they're at us, and then like she automatically thought it was about her, and then they were like,
Yeah.
"Eddie G, Eddie
Oh,
G," and then and I was like, because she was like, "Oh, she's a pretty girl." She was like, "Oh, I'm used to guys doing that," and I'm like, yeah, but like I'm pretty used to that too
you
because
though.
I'm me, you
So
know.
I definitely love that.
It was kind of funny because like I seen the look on her face when they first started going woo, and like I could tell she thought it was completely about her, and then
Yeah,
and they're like Eddie G, and I was like, no, they're hollering at me.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm that dude. Yeah. That's cool. I like that. Though admittedly though, I might have assumed it was about me maybe. But also maybe depends on what I'm wearing. But like then again, like I live in the West End, doesn't matter what you wear. You can go wait for the bus and some man's like beep beep. You're like, what the hell? Why?
Definitely, but it's definitely cool to get those messages too online. Like people sending you like, "Hey man, you're killing it. You're doing that." Like those, like really like and I find like I don't know like if it's just something with me, but like there I when I'm in a great mood, like just naturally in a great mood from other shit, I don't get those
Hmm.
messages. But like when it's usually when I'm like, I'm like I've been trying to book people and I haven't get messages back, and then somebody else send me a message, "Yo, you've been killing it, bro." And I'm like, oh, thanks. Like maybe it's the universe telling me in those.
I was just gonna ask you about signs, eh? I was just like, do you believe in signs?
Uh, uh, I don't know, like yeah, I believe like things happen for a reason, kind of like and then like energy is like transferred between people and shit like that, and
No, it's true. It's true. A lot of my like collaborations and friendships depend on energy. Like there's some people I've had like an amazingly good vibe from when I met them, so like we're friends and that's great. And then some people it's like not necessarily like I've definitely met people with a bad vibe, but I've met people if it's like the vibe's unsure, so I've had to like wait it more a bit to see, but usually those don't turn out too well either. But
right?
like yeah, I definitely think like you just know like you know when something's up, when something's good for you or whatnot.
Definitely, definitely. Yeah, I'm huge on vibes.
Yeah, right. Vibes are everything, like seriously. And that's why for me again, I think I just work with a lot of the same people because the vibes. And I'm not again not opposed to new people, but like the vibe has to be there.
So how is that vibe like when you finish a song and it's great and you're like, man, this is like you're putting the final touches on it. How is that vibe in the studio when you're hearing that?
It's such a good feeling. Like I can't help but smile. It's like it's such like music is just an interesting collaboration because like for me like I just I write my lyrics and when I go to the studio I'll be like okay like the mood of the song is this or like this is the story I'm trying to tell, right? So when like they get the producer gets like that right beat or something or they mix it in a way that is just like really I guess at your expectation or above, like you're just like yeah like and then like for me personally I just start automatically going to music video mode. I'm picturing the video like I'm picturing this like I want to wear this, I want this, like it's just like a good feeling. You feel like yeah I'm doing it.
That's that's interesting. Like me like even when I was making songs before and I was writing, I would start thinking of the video like in the writing process.
Yeah. But when you have gold though, like sometimes the song just writes itself. You're like, yo, it's gonna be so good. So you're just like thinking.
It definitely like me I'm like I thought about I'll go to the extreme of like if I had a big budget and then like
Yo.
and the song will be done and I'll be like yo, you know how much money I'd have to do that budget? Like,
Yeah,
so it's
you
like,
gotta make the
I
dream realistic.
guess some of those songs that were great, like, didn't really necessarily had like the right music video behind it because like I was like, I'm like, I don't want to do a basic video to this. Like, I already have a video in my head, but like, I don't have the money
Yeah.
to go all the way out with that.
Yo, that video budget, I just feel like, well, I'm trying to do this, but I'm trying to like spend the most money on the music production itself because I think that's just the most important part.
Right.
And then press is obviously is another expense. And then the video, I feel like video is so important, but like you really just have to know ways to make something look very expensive. Like, I don't know what people's budgets are, but it's like depending on who you go with, you can get a good video from somebody starting out for 500. You get one for 7, you get one for 1,000. It all just depends really, but I don't know. I like to like actually actively like try to plan my videos because like I know I'm paying for it, so I'm like, okay, what can I afford? Like, how am I gonna make this? Or I'll ask the videographer, like, I want this effect. How can we do it that like that, but just not expensive or not as expensive? Because like it's rough out here.
I definitely appreciate you like different what we were saying about when you're doing the video. How you're saying like the people that are there helping you, you feed them. You know, like
Oh yeah, I make sure to feed everybody because like as we know the budgets, and I'm not a rich lady. I'm working full time still, so whenever I do have people come through, like I can't necessarily always pay, but like yeah, you will get fed. You will get like taken to a station or home if you're close. Like you'll be treated well. We will have breaks. Like it's not a slave shop. Don't worry. Like
yeah, yeah,
person, and I know that you gotta go. You gotta go. Like I'm not gonna demand you stay all night when I'm not paying you. Like no.
exactly, exactly. But yeah, a lot of people will show up and support for time and
Yeah.
for free. But like when like it's great to know like they're appreciated as well when like they're like, hey,
Mhm.
I can't really pay you, but I'm gonna feed everybody here. So like yeah, just making people feel appreciated when they do help.
Mhm. And I don't get pizza. I get real food. I get
Okay.
real food. Like if I know a video's coming up, I'll start budgeting for it. Cause it's like after your hard work, do you want cold pizza? No. Uh-uh. You want like some noodles, some rice, like you want something nice. So like I don't know, burger, like I try to get like good food people like actually want to eat. Like I don't want to give them cold pizza. I think that's no. That's just if you're gonna give people cold pizza, don't even do it.
You know what? A lot of people when they think about pizza, they'll think about like I wouldn't get anybody like Domino's or Pizza, but like I'd get them
Yeah.
like the local pizza spot that's amazing, like you know.
Oh, the nice, yeah, that fancy artisan pizza. I love that shit. Love that shit.
Right.
Yeah, like I had some the other day. Like I have some friends I collaborate too with sometimes, and like I was collaborating with one of my photographer friends, and yo, she purchased us some like really fancy like deep dish Chicago style pizza, and I appreciated that because like yeah, like the shit was good, and it's just nice. Like I would have did it anyways because at the end of the day, like I'm benefiting because I'm getting these dope photos, and she's getting them too. So like regardless of being fed, I would have just did it, but like it was just nice to see that extra touch.
Yeah, for sure. Me, I'm a foodie, and I was like, I can't let this
Mm.
pizza slander, I can't let this pizza slander go down. I have to say something, you know,
Yeah,
because there is good pizza out there. Domino's and like kind of
no, there is.
like yeah, if
There is.
you're ordering Domino's for your people, like, or you're ordering pizza for your people,
Honestly, like, I don't know, Domino's is not that bad. I think it's okay. But like, well, then again, I've not had bad pizza from there. I only recently started having Domino's, and the one by my house is proper. But I see how people could get bad pizza. I see.
for sure, for sure. What is like me I'm in I've been trying to lose weight. My diet's been a lot of fruits, veggies, and meats. And,
Okay.
and I find like that's been really good for me. What is like the average day what are you having for breakfast? What are you having for dinner? Like kind of like what are these average meals throughout the day?
I am so bad at taking care of myself sometimes. It's really bad. Like, again, it's a full-time job, depending on what it is. But also, I don't know. I just feel like maybe it's a result of the pandemic. depression. I'm just not as hungry, which is sad because I love to eat, but I'll eat, but I won't feel hunger until like later on in the day, or like I'll just catch the clock and I'll see it's 2 and I'll be like, "What's wrong with you? Feed yourself." And then
I'm
I'll
glad
go have something, I'll try to keep it healthy with like a smoothie or like I don't know, eggs or whatever. But also like I like my junk food too. So if it's a Friday, I'll be like, well, I guess I could have a poutine.
yeah. Me, like, yeah, like, I really like, my most unhealthy times. I do the same thing where I'd wake up in the morning and I would do a bunch of things I wouldn't eat, and then I'd be out somewhere,
Mhm.
and then I'd get like super hungry, where it's like
Yeah.
I'm like, oh well, my options right around here are this burger place or this, so I get the unhealthy food, and like,
Yeah.
and yeah, it is a challenge to kind of like when you're in that mood to kind of like remember to wake up, have breakfast,
Mhm.
like do the right things, and it don't always taste good, but like you should have that thing in your mind. You're like,
Exactly. You got to remember why you're doing it. Like I've fallen off lately, been having the late breakfast, but like nah, like this weekend I have to get it back together. Like just well, I'll always have like a tea or coffee in the morning, but obviously it's not food, but like I gotta get back into like feed yourself so you can do more. Feed yourself so you don't pass out. Feed yourself healthy at home so if you do go out and have to have like a burger and fries, you don't feel awful. Like feed yourself.
yeah, like one thing for me like that's been like a staple in my life. It's a big reason why I have a belly is mac and cheese.
Oh, it's so good. I love mac and cheese too. Like homemade
Yeah,
especially.
yeah, yeah. And there's so many different things you can do with it. You can put like you can put chicken in there. You can put ground beef,
Dogs.
you can put turkey, you can put tuna.
Yeah.
You can put, like there's so many different things.
Ground beef.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's so many different things
Yeah.
you can put in. Different types of cheeses and
I love cheeses too. Like I recently discovered, I'm not gonna say I'm lactose intolerant, but I noticed that like dairy really affects like my skin and my body. Like I was lucky enough to do like this sort of like I want like what do I want to call it? Like a facial regime with this brand. Like they sent me some product, I tried it for a month, and the suggestion was to like try to like you said have fruits, veggies, that sort of thing, and whatever lean meats. So I cut out dairy. Yo, like not even a week, like all the like little dark spots on my face cleared up. So it's like, shoot, I can't eat dairy. So now I'm like out here buying soy. I
yeah,
don't know. And
yeah.
I've had like skin problems my whole life. So I'm just like, I'll risk it. I'll do it.
Even yeah, like those key things, like noticing things when you make a change in diets, you're noticing different things, and like that's really kind of what makes you kind of like stay away from it. Like for pop, like I was one to drink pop for a while. I go through phases where I wouldn't drink pop. And
Mm,
then I noticed one day, like, I don't ever get like zits on my face, very rare. But like, I'll have them on my legs a little bit. But
mm.
when I cut pop out, it's like they're gone.
Yeah, like I don't know. It's like those little things you gotta notice because it's like, yo, do you want a nice face or you want like a sugary drink? What you want?
Yeah, like when I want my legs to look good, so I gotta cut the pop out, you know?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, like everything's challenging, like, but now I think it's easier because there's actually like there's more options. Because I did try to like not have dairy for a while, like a few years ago, but like, yo, there was nothing. Like nowadays, like fake cheese is good. Like the lactose-free cheese is proper. Like straight up vegan cheese, I don't know about that, but like there's stuff now.
For sure, for sure. Um, yeah, I'm definitely a foodie, and like that. And I just kind of talk, but I want to talk more about the music.
Yeah.
So what is the new music coming up?
Oh, hard to say. Well, definitely working on it. Like tonight, working on it, and it's gonna be this year for sure. Like the project I'm working on is gonna be 7 songs, and right now in the process, we're on song 3. It's not bad, and I'm okay, right? Like I write pretty quickly, but just life balance, right? So I'm predicting that the first single from this project will be out like midsummer, I think. But
Okay,
of course, like in between that, like I'll still be working on some projects. Like I know at Motive Music, a few artists are working on things, and like I might pop on some places with a song, or who knows, like even I might be a part of a collaboration and find someone I like working with and do that. But my thing, probably summer. I'm saying midsummer.
Okay, okay. So on this whole like outside becomes legal again. What are the things you're looking forward to the most? Like
Oh my God. I am so looking forward to the simple act of going to a bar and sitting at the bar and looking at people and talking to them. Like I just miss like the social life. Or it's like going out on the street and seeing people like because like I love to just like walk around the city sometimes and like yeah, I'll have my coffee and like just people watching, but there's no people. So I'm just like looking forward to going to a bar, going to the mall, and then when like shows and festivals starts, yo, I can't wait.
people watching is it's definitely fun.
It's
Um,
interesting. It's so interesting.
like like doing this, I've traveled so much and been around like different cities and all that kind of stuff, and seen a lot. And yeah, definitely seeing the people in different cities and doing different things. I'm like, like it just like it makes you laugh sometimes. It makes you like think like, holy shit, this world is crazy.
Yeah, right. You're like sometimes you laugh, sometimes you're concerned. You're like, okay, especially in downtown Toronto. You're like, okay,
Yeah, I remember one time I was coming back to I was in Toronto and it was like fucking freezing that day. And I got off the streetcar and I walked the 3 blocks to the Union Station and I passed a couple of homeless people during that time and I was like, yo, like that person's gonna die today. Like it's fucking
no,
freezing out here. And I'm like, how are they gonna live through this shit? You
no,
know?
for real. It's a good question. It's freezing.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's a crazy world. And people try to give people tiny homes, and they're like, no. And I'm like, but why?
Yeah.
Why? You ain't giving them homes. Someone got to give them homes.
Right, right. And like yeah, like I would say like when you see these a lot of homeless people, like some of them have done things themselves and kind of put themselves in those situations, but
Hmm.
they're like but you don't know which ones are the ones that are like just went through some fucking crazy shit and
Yeah.
fucking like me like when like a person would come out to me like and ask me for a spare change or ask me for something like that. Probably about 95% of the time, I don't just because
Hmm.
like the attitude and I don't like the way they ask. But I've had some people come up and ask me for change like a certain way, and
Yeah.
usually I'm just like, oh shit, man, this person's really going through something. Like they're trying to
Yeah,
better
you can
themselves.
tell. Yeah.
Like
You
they're
can
like,
tell.
very polite about it, and they're kind of like, hey man, like and they tell you a little bit of like about what they're going through, and you're like, okay, here's all the
Yeah.
people in the pocket. Here's all, I'll do that for those people. But like for a lot of people, they're just like, hey man, you got an extra smoke? Like, I'm
Yeah.
like, nah, I don't even smoke, but if I did, you know,
Exactly, yeah. Or like I don't mind giving people change, like if I have it. If I don't have it, I don't have it. Or like the other day, I think I was in Popeyes being bad, getting myself a 3 piece. And this guy that's fully no, I was good. I got a 2 piece. Bad but good. And this guy who was like almost he asked me for a 3 piece. And you know what? I was like, you know what? Yeah, sure, he can have a 3 piece. Go off. Yeah. So I got him a 3 piece. He was happy, he said thank you. And yeah, he went about his day. Yeah. Like I don't mind getting people food. I really don't. You know,
yeah, yeah.
you
Like
gotta eat.
food is a whole different thing. Like they giving money. Like I'd probably rather give food than um uh money.
Mm, get it, get it. But
Yeah,
yeah, I just feel like I know people definitely scrutinize about what people give and don't give, but I just feel like give what you're comfortable giving. Like at least you gave something. You know what I mean? You tried to help.
yeah. I remember in Toronto, like this one girl's like, man, like her soul scared me. Like we're McDonald's and
Oh
it's like
God.
oh, like I'm thinking she was maybe like late 40s.
Hmm.
Came up and she was missing her thumb. Like
Oh wow.
and she had like a tuning in her hand. And she was like and like
Oh my God.
I'm like, what the fuck? I looked at her and like we made eye contact, and I'm like, yo, like, is this girl from like an ancient time that went through like some crazy shit? Like just like
Oh,
her fucking like her aura, like scared the fucking living shit out of me. I was like, I'm like, I'm like,
dinosaur.
I'm like, yo, is this girl putting like a trance on me? Like I fucking, like I'm
Yo.
like, I literally gave this girl like a $20 bill. Like I was like,
Yo. Wow.
cause like I was like, I'm like, cause I didn't know if she didn't know how to speak and she was asking for more money.
Yeah.
Like she had a twenty in her hand. I didn't think she was giving me the 20. Like I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
like, but I was like, it freaked me the fuck out, and I was kind of like, I'm like, yo, like that girl's soul fucking scared the shit out of me. Like some people,
Yo. I've definitely had that scare though. Like sometimes someone will just pop up on you and you look at them, you're like, yo. It's like it's the way they look, but also like something you're just like, yo, what
there's
is
something about
happening?
there's something about their
Something's
aura and their
happening.
energy, right?
Yeah, you're just like, bro, like this is I gotta go.
Exactly, exactly. So yeah, I think Instagram's gonna cut us off soon.
Oh yeah, I think so. It definitely feels like we've been having fun. And when you have
Definitely.
fun is when shit gets cut off.
Yeah, they actually changed it. Like I didn't know, and I was having a great interview with the one guy, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden Instagram was like, "You have 1 minute left."
Yeah, I think it's an hour now, right? For
Yeah,
lives.
yeah. But yeah. So we'll have to wrap this up. But it was great talking to you. And when you got new music, I want you to holler at me,
Of
and
course.
we'll do this again
Absolutely. I'm gonna holler at you for a shirt too. I wanna tell people about Eddie GTV.
for sure, for sure.
Absolutely.
So tell the people we still got a couple minutes, and tell the people where they can find the music, um,
Yeah.
and all that.
So hey everybody, I'm Ekelle. You can follow me at official Ekelle if you like. Music wise, I'm on everything. Spotify, Apple, SoundCloud, Bandcamp, Deezer, like all the things, TikTok. So holla at your girl.
Awesome, awesome. All right. Well, you have a good night.
You too. Stay dry.
For sure. For sure. Okay. All right. Peace.
Later. Thank you.